Good morning students, myself UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Mundi Dhanbad. Today we will going to continue with the same chapter, that is reproduction in plants. So how does reproduction takes place in plants? First of all, we have to understand that plant consists of an important structure called flower. Flower, we are all familiar with the term flower. Okay, flower are what you can say very beautiful and of a vibrant color, okay, which attracts us, but actually they are the reproductive plants meant for sexual reproduction. Okay, the flower consists of different parts. As we are talking of sexual reproduction, before we just start the topic, let us first understand one thing about sexual reproduction, that sexual reproduction involves both the parents, male and female, and both the parents produce different kind of gamete which ultimately get fused to form the new individual. Okay, now in flower flower consists of different parts. Okay, in flower there are different parts. So first one will the male part, then the female part. Also flower are of different types. Unisexual flower, that means either the male what you can say part will be present in that flower, or the female part will be present in that flower. It is known as unisexual flower. In bisexual flower, both the organs will be present, or both the parts, male and female parts, will be present. So in a typical bisexual flower like in China rose or hibiscus, usually there are many male organs or male parts which are known as stamen. As you can see in the figure, stamen consists of two structures, the upper structure anther and a filament. Anther produces pollen, which is the male gamete. Okay, usually in the center female gamete is present, female organ is present, which is known as pistil. It consists of an upper part called stigma, the middle one style, and the lowermost part which is swelled part is known as ovary. Ovary encloses ovule. Now what happens, whenever the anther gets matured, it get dispersed, the anther get dispersed and get deposited in the stigma. When the pollen of the same flower deposit in the what you can say stigma, then it is known as self pollination. When the pollination of different flower belonging to same species deposit in the stigma of different plant, then it is known as cross pollination. Or you can also say that self pollination is of two types. You can distinguish that self pollination includes pollination from the pollen of the same flower or from the flower belonging to the same plant, whereas in cross pollination the pollen will be always from the different plant of same species. Okay, now following pollination, after pollination, what happens, the male gamete will move through a pollen tube and until it reaches the ovule. In the ovule, egg is present. The egg gets fertilized by the male gamete to form zygote. This zygote will transform into embryo, whereas the ovule will get transformed into seed and the ovary will get transformed into fruit. Okay, the process of fusion of male and female gamete is known as fertilization. So as we can see that different kinds of what you can say structure will be formed, and ultimately the flower will get shed off. Okay, flower consists of some important parts also, which are accessory parts, which are known as corolla, or you can say singularly it is known as petals, which are the what you can say which are the structure which surround the reproductive parts. They mainly act as a what you can say attractants for pollination, to encourage cross pollination, because due to cross pollination what happens, variation is found, which is important for the survival of the race. Okay, after you get the video, the class group will be open for all of you to ask your doubts.